I recently found out my mom does not understand any of my gaming videos, and one of the reasons I created this channel was to show her what I'm up to and make her laugh, and that's not going to happen if she doesn't understand it. So today's challenge is to explain what's going on in Super Mario. First, let's start with the controller. This is the controller the game comes with. It's terrible, and I don't use it. This is the controller that I bought. It's called something. Here's the link for it. And I like this much better. It is wired, so it never runs out of batteries. And here's how it works. On your right side, this is where I would have my right hand, and I'd sort of rest my thumb like this, where it can cover pretty much any of the buttons. You can just slide your thumb over and push down, and I can cover a lot of them at the same time. But your main buttons that I hold are these two here, this Y and B. Nope. Yeah, Y and B. This is the jump button. You jump when you press it. That's all it does, just jumps. This button is for running, and it's also for holding. So you can hold things if you're holding the button, and you can run if you're holding the button. And you can run and hold something if you're holding the button. These two are the same as these two. They're just backups in case you break your buttons. So I like to use these. This is useless. These two are how you control. So here, if you move this joystick to the left, it's like pressing left on your keyboard. This is the same thing, this left, right, up, down on your keyboard. Or you can use this. If you go like this, these are all ups. And now that's up and right, up and down. Well, I guess you can't do up and down, but the rest of them. You can do the same with here. You can press up and left at the same time. I use this because this is what the Beast uses. That's how the controller works. Oh. Up here, when I hold it like this. My hand's on those buttons, and then there's these trigger buttons at the top. These are called the Z buttons. That's how the controller works. Alright, now let's turn on the Switch and play the game. This game is Super Mario Maker, so people make levels, and then other people play them. This is a level. Let me go through it real quick. This right here is the title. This is the person who made the level. This is how many people have played it. This is how many people have liked it. This is the person who has the world record, who's completed it the quickest. This is the clear rate. It tells you how many times they've beaten it versus how many times they've played it. And the difference is a bunch of dead Marios. And now we're going to play it. I did that by hitting the play button. So here's the game. You can move left and right to move left and right. And there's my Mario at the bottom left. You see he's moving. Now he stopped moving because that Goomba ran into him and it actually killed him. You need to not die, otherwise you'll be dead. So there's the Goomba, he's killing you again. That's one of the reasons why you're always jumping around, is to try to not die. So remember the jump button? I'm going to push it right here, and he's going to jump, and I'm going to land on the Goomba's head, and I'm going to kill him. That level 200 means I got 200 points for it. The game was impressed by my Goomba kill. Let's talk about jumping again. See this jump? It's really big. That's because I'm pressing and holding the button. If I just tap the button, it's a small jump. Hold, tap. And then in between is an in-between height jump. So all these different jump heights are controlled by me. Left and right, move left and right. The run button I'm running without holding that run button. Now I'm gonna hold the run button, and he goes much quicker. You see he's zooming. You'll also notice the screen scrolled. That's to try to keep Mario in the middle. You can't control that. The game controls it for you. Sometimes it does a good job, sometimes it doesn't do a good job. So, then you see these big old question blocks. If you jump into these from the bottom, they have stuff in them. Sometimes it's just coins, which don't do anything. Sometimes it's mushrooms, which when you get this, when it hits me, it's not going to kill me. It's going to turn me into Big Mario. We call that a power-up, because now he's more powerful. He's not really that much more powerful. Well, I guess he is. See, little Mario, if he hit this block, he would just bounce off of it like this. But Big Mario, since he's more powerful, he can destroy them. Which is convenient. So you always want a good power-up. Whenever a level doesn't have a power-up, you hit this button right here to let the creator know that they should put a power-up in it next time. So, the objective of this game is to touch the flag. Where is the flag? Well, this arrow tells you. It's over to the right. You always just run over to the right in Mario. So we're going to head over to the right looking for a flag. These green things are pipes. There's one of those evil Goombas. Remember I said I had a power-up? Well now, instead of killing me, all he did was take away my power-up. So I still get to live. So that's why power-ups are convenient. I'm not going to let these guys hit me. I'm going to jump right on their heads. Another bonus feature that you'll see sometimes is if you jump in the air, sometimes you hit invisible blocks. And hitting them makes them appear. See these Goombas? They're just walking off into the cliff. Goombas aren't the smartest of enemies. So they do that. Here I'm going to get another power up. And destroy some more blocks. So let's just go over to the right. I'll show you the flag. Hold up. So that is the flag. It looks very similar to my flag emote that I have on Twitch. You see him on the screen there? That's my flag emote, except it's don't touch the flag. That's just bonus. So when you touch the flag, and you do that by running into it, the level's over. Mario runs into the castle, and you see the level over screen, course clear. And it tells me my time, 4 minutes 30 seconds. So I did not beat the world record of 10 seconds, but I got pretty close. And that's how you play the game, is you start the level, you run to the right, and then you touch the flag. And you do that over and over again. It gets more fun and exciting when the levels are different. You're not supposed to fall into pits. Because you can create whatever level you want, put all kinds of stuff in there. Some of them look pretty fancy. Some of them don't look very fancy. Some of them look the exact same as other levels. So there was 20 seconds, that was quicker. But you saw how I fell in a pit, right? So a lot of times I will play the same level over and over again, run in right, to essentially do the exact same thing as I did last time, except without the mistake, wherever the mistake is. Still 20 seconds. Sometimes, even when you run right, and even when you don't make mistakes, you can't beat the world record. In which case, you need to change it up. So here, I'm going to press down on all these pipes, and it makes Mario crouch. But on some pipes, if you press down, you can actually go inside of them. And it just brings you to another place in the level. And then usually you have to just find another pipe to get out and go back to the normal place. This one just took me right to the end of the level. We call that a dev exit. Really bad creators make those when they can't kill Goombas themselves. And that's the basics here. Let's find a different level and teach you a little more, because that's about all that that level has. So you'll notice the graphics look different in this one, and that's because there are multiple styles of the level, different art styles, and they do different things. You'll see that my Mario right here has a shell in his hand. I picked that up off the ground, and now I just put it on my head. You'll also notice that Goomba looked very different. So now when I have a shell on my head, it's similar to... I don't know what it's similar to. It's similar to wearing a shell on your head in real life. It's like wearing a hard hat. Yeah. And you also notice that these enemies, instead of disappearing when I jumped on them, all I did was flip upside down. That's, again, just something different. The different game styles act a little bit differently. So it's something you have to keep in mind, is what game you're playing lets you do different things, essentially. Next, I'm going to go back to the controller. Remember the trigger buttons? The Z buttons? I didn't use them in the last level because they don't do anything. But in this style, they make you do like a, I don't know, 900, 1080. I'm not sure how many times you spin it, but it's pretty quick. And if I were to spin jump on this guy, poof, it kills him. As opposed to just flipping him over, it's more like the other one when he's permanently dead. Bam. Another thing that we can do in this style is I can throw things forward by letting go of the run/hold button. I forgot to mention that that is how I picked up the shell, was that run/hold button. I was holding that. If you let it go, it throws it forward. If you're holding down and you let it go, it just drops it where it is. So throw versus drop. And if you're holding up, then it tosses it up in the air. And when you're wearing a helmet, you can play ping pong a little bit. So here, I'm going to throw it up, and I'm going to hit that block up there. Let's see if I can scroll the screen up to show you what it says. I can't. It says on. And now I'm going to hit it, and now it says off. So, I don't know what that does, just a fun little feature. And now you're going to go right again, because that's where the flag is. I'm going to bring my Goomba buddy, and you'll notice that he did not want to be brought. So I held on to him, and eventually he starts shaking and waking, and then it actually hurts you when he wakes up. So we're going to kill him because he hurt me, and I'm going to get another mushroom. Dangerous. You'll notice that these blocks just turn around instead of exploding. That's just another difference of the different art styles. But with these blocks, if you spin jump on them and you're big, then you can explode them. Remember in the last art style, I couldn't spin jump at all, it didn't do anything. So here's a turtle. instead of just going upside down, he actually jumps out of his shell when you land on him. And then he gets back in his shell later. So I'm going to bounce him out of his shell. And then I'm going to take his shell. And I'm going to run away with it. So now you'll notice that Mario looks very different than... Hold up. He looks very different than he did in the last level, when he was just running by himself. Now he's bigger, he's got a shell. That's just something you have to get used to seeing. It is very confusing, I know. You can destroy the shells by spin jumping, same as anything else. And here is this spike. It's sort of like an enemy, except it doesn't move, but it does hurt you. So if I either run into it or land on it, it took away my power up, because it's sharp and spiky. So we're going to touch the flag. The flag looks different in this level. We call that one a goalpost. But you can also just call it a flag. They're all flags. Let's go find another level. This level is called 1-1, but it's dark and scary. We're back to the original art style, where Z jump doesn't do anything. And he looks like that. But you'll notice I can't really see much else of the level, and that's because it's a dark theme. It's the exact same as the first level that we looked at, except you can really only see what's around you, which adds tension and drama to the game. Because like right there, what are you going to land on? You don't know, you're just jumping into the abyss. If you fall down, there could be a Goomba down there that's waiting to kill you, or there could be a pit. You don't know. You just have to jump and find out. Or you can walk like this and be real careful. So instead of running to the right and having fun, it's a lot of very tentatively walking and looking for enemies and hoping that they don't come back and kill you. So just creeping along. There's an enemy. That one almost got me. But it's not very fun because when you die, like say you jump in a pit, and it makes you start over. But now I know what the level looks like, because I saw it. Whenever you're playing the level, you're sort of always paying attention to what happens, because you're probably going to die, and then you're going to need to play it again, and you want to do better next time. And that's especially true with dark levels, when you don't know anything the first time. You really want to survive so you don't have to play it again, because dark levels are terrible. So you'll notice this time I'm not going real hesitantly, I'm just flying through, and that's because I know where everything is. So the dark is kind of useless. That's why no one likes dark, because it's dark and you can't see it. And it was scary. Let's find one that's underwater. I haven't shown you water yet, but it works a lot like water in real life, in that you're slow when you go through it, as opposed to walking. You know, you can walk faster than you can swim. Probably. So Mario, the same way as a regular person, there's his air bubbles. Jumping now, instead of flying up in the air, I just get a little jump. And if you hit jump a lot, he'll swim a lot. You'll see that the Goomba, enemy, he's also swimming. He's not as good at it though. He sort of just floats. But if you get close to him, he will realize that you're there and he'll swim after you. As opposed to the Goombas earlier who really couldn't tell if you were there and they're just walking into pits. Goombas do get smarter underwater. But they have very poor eyesight, so you can just swim away from them. So this is a swimming level. I know it looks different than the other ones, but levels just look different. There's a lot of different looks. The only thing you have to really pay attention to, though, is where's Mario? And that's it. That's the whole game. Is you're just, where's Mario and where's the flag? And at what point do they meet? So that's the basics of the game. A lot of my videos, let's see, what type of things do I cover in my videos? The world records, we'll cover that, I guess. I showed you in that first level that it showed who had the world record on the level. Let's look at, here, this one. Grumpy Jake claimed the world record time for 1-3 propeller planes. So this is a level that I played, and I got the world record out of everyone in the world. And then Grumpy Jake came along, and he did it faster than me. So now his name's there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the level again, and I'm going to do it quicker. The last time I did it, I played, and I tried to do it quick, and I thought it was good enough, so I stopped. But someone else obviously did it faster, so it wasn't good enough. So now I'm going to play it again, and be more good at it. And then wait, and then go over here, and then go up here, and then get this P-switch, which made these yellow blocks into solid blocks I can stand on. Go up here and go up here. It's a very simple level. Here's the on-off blocks. I can't stand on these blue ones, but when I switch the on-off, now the blue ones are solid, and I can't stand on the red ones. So there's a little flip-flop action to get to the end. So this is sort of the way the creator intended to do it. You to do it. Here we'll touch the top of the flag. When you're speed running it, you want to do it the quickest way. So I'll be taking shortcuts whenever I can, holding right whenever I can hold right. Sometimes intentionally running into a monster to lose my power up, if that's quicker than dodging him. It's a lot more controlled. And it's a lot more fun as well, but that's what I do. So I'm going to play this level over and over again here until I get a good run, and I'll come back and show you what that looks like. I'm trying to jump here. Okay. So sometimes you have to practice. I can't practice there. What I want to do is come out of this pipe, land on the Goomba, land there, land here, land not up here, but on the wall, and I'll jump off the wall and into that claw. Because that's a lot quicker than landing up here and turning around. Like that is quicker. On the wall and then in the claw is quicker than that. Feel like physics, you know, turning around is slow, but being able to bounce is quick. Anyway, I'll show you what a good run looks like here. That claw jump is a little bit precise. The game has like realistic physics, and there's just a lot of variability in that, in how I jump and how my momentum is when I'm in it, when I jump out of it. Right there, it wasn't great because I was waiting. Anytime you're waiting, you're obviously not running. You're not getting closer to the goal. But this is not a bad run. I think it's my first good run. We'll see how close I am to the world record. Because one thing is, it doesn't tell you what your time was. It just shows you the new fastest. And I don't remember how quick I did it before. So sometimes you need to see. Right here, I'm off by 2/100ths of a second. Which means I can definitely get this world record back. Because I can save 2/100ths of a second off of what I did last time. Not in this room, that's pretty much perfect. But in this room, I was not only that waiting, but just every single jump, every time you're not holding right, you can essentially usually do it a little bit faster. And 2/100ths of a second isn't very long. So I can do it a lot bit faster. I could probably save 2 or 3 seconds. I don't think I'll be doing it that quick though. Because there's a lot more levels to play. And you have to be judicious about your time spent. Sometimes you need to practice. So right here, I was practicing and I learned that I don't need to hit that third block. I can just go directly into the fall. That's another good time save. Can't do it now because the on-off is wrong, but I think I'll be adding that. That was sloppy at the top part on the on-off switches. Not all my jumps were as tight as they could be. I was like over here instead of over here, taking wide angles, but it was fast, and it was fast enough. So I've gotten my world record back. Everyone will see my name when they go on the level. And since I put that time into it, I think it's taken 10 or 15 minutes. And now I have sort of the muscle memory of what to do. I'm gonna go and I'm gonna improve the world record even more and try to get a tighter, cleaner run. So that when Grumpy Jake sees that I took his world record, because he's not going to remember that he took it from me. He's just going to feel like I took his. I want to make it harder for him. So that hopefully he doesn't take it back. Because then I'd have to take it back again. And we'd go on and on like that. And nobody would get to play the new levels because we'd be stuck here forever. I might be able to go to the left there. I don't know how hard this new strat I just came up with is going to be. But it's to do that. Ugh. Very sloppy at this part, but so much faster. So now, I'm gonna probably leave it here. When he comes back and plays this, and he sees that he got a 29, and he sees that that's significantly slower than my record of a 26, he's gonna know I used a different strat. We'll see if he can find it or not. That's one of the reasons that I play this game, is because it's fun to do the same thing over and over again and slowly get better at it, be more like a robot. So I do like to get the world records. Gotten 1,800 of them in the 5,300 levels I've played. So I used to be rocking at 50%. I play too many levels nowadays. Anyway, that's how you play Super Mario. You're running, you're jumping, you're trying to touch the flag. This level had a bunch of things that I didn't talk about, but hopefully you intuitively understood them. Like in this game mode, you can press the Z button to twirl, and it makes you sort of twirl, and you fall slower when you're twirling. So I used that to make this jump, which is too far to make, but if you're twirling, it makes you jump farther because you're falling slower. It also had these platforms that go up and down. And mushrooms on, what's it called? Parachutes. It had these land blocks that you can jump up from beneath, and those blocks that fall when you touch them, and they never come back. And it had Koopas, which are the turtles, with wings that could fly. So a bunch of new things. There are a ton of things that I didn't show, but just the basics are anything that I land on is just a fancy kind of ground. And anything else that's moving, probably an enemy, probably gonna hurt you if you don't jump on its head. Some enemies hurt you even if you do jump on their head, and you need to just stay away from them. And that's about it. We shall see if my mother understands now. I'll leave a comment whether or not I failed or succeeded in this challenge, but until then, challenge complete. Ground pound cancel. You may notice that there was a terrible green screen in this video. That's because my computer thinks that this blue shirt is green, and this green bowl is not green. And I'm very terrible with filling out this chroma key. And that's in all my videos, so I figured I'd keep it.